lonesome sometimes. I get lonesome right in the middle of a crowd.
Are you lonesome tonight?
Elvis Aaron Presley is gone, but he's definitely not forgotten. An American legend whose myth has grown tenfold since his death, the king is worshipped with vigils to his final resting place. But there are some who believe that Elvis is resting somewhere else.
People ask me all the time where I'm living, and naturally I can't say, but it's a good place to hide.
Could Elvis Presley still be alive? Could he have hoaxed his own death? Author Gail Brewer-Giorgio has a story that will make you wonder.
It's an incredible story. You know, well, what is it? Oh, she can prove Elvis is alive. Well, I'm not really doing that. You know, I'm asking a lot of questions.
Gail's saga began in 1977 when she wrote the novel Orion. Her character, Orion, was loosely based on Elvis, but in her story, Orion fakes his death to escape his prison of fame. Prior to publication, her manuscript made its way to Nashville, and Sun Records brought her character to life with a masked singer they called Orion. His voice was incredibly familiar.
I was getting a lot of very unflattering calls, too, of people saying, are you trying to perpetuate a hoax, you know, with the singer Orion? I said, all I did was write, I sat down one day and wrote a book of fiction. That's all.
Gail didn't sue Sun Records for borrowing her character. It was 1981, and Elvis mania had expanded. While the Presley estate was pulling in more millions by the year, Gail and Sun Records were priming for success with an Orion movie deal. But suddenly, something went wrong. Gail's newly released novel disappeared from shelves. Orion the singer disappeared, and fans called Gail wanted to know why. Others called to say Gail was too close to the truth.
I'm like a Mississippi bullfrog sitting on a hollow stump.
I heard from him about 3 or 4 weeks ago, yeah. I was hoping to hear from him again, but sometimes, you know, everybody in the world's trying to find him except the major. I'm the only person that believes that he's alive.
Return to sender.
The idea that Elvis might be alive seemed far-fetched, to say the least. But as Gail attempted to resurrect her novel Orion from oblivion, she found herself drowning in the mystery of Elvis and the questions that were not answered.
2020 did an hour show on the cover-up and the death of Elvis Presley.
She wrote about it.
There were many things that Geraldo Rivera brought out. The autopsy, the remains being destroyed, all official documentation missing from the files, and there's a list of them.
Why was no police investigation made into his death? Why was there no medical effort toward determining the cause of his death? Why were fans insisting that the body they viewed was not Elvis? For Gail, whose fiction now seemed strangely true, the writing was on the gravestone. Elvis's middle name, Aaron, was misspelled with 2 A's rather than 1.
And I thought, now why would a man deliberately misspell the most famous name in the world? It just didn't make sense.
She wrote about it.
I had been looking frantically for several albums. They're on the bottom, of course.
Today, Elvis artifacts are worth their weight in gold. Elvis 56 is making big bucks for media home entertainment. Fans comb the world for collector's albums, including this Jerry Lee Lewis album. Before his death, Elvis claimed to have recorded with Jerry. Sun Records now claims the voice is Orion's.
Listen to me, Jerry. They don't know what you're talking about. You keep on talking and trash. The gal's gonna throw you out. It wouldn't happen with me.
And definitely his nose was not pug. It was
There
very,
seemed no end to this mystery. When a woman from Memphis appeared at Gail's door last spring claiming to have a tape of Elvis recorded in 1981, Gail was amazed.
It's been enjoyable, but it's been a constant battle growing beards and this and that to keep them being recognized.
On the 30-minute cassette of edited phone conversation, Elvis talks about hiding and growing beards, things Elvis prior to 1977 would never have said.
I'm not completely in hiding now, you know. I mean, I'm seen by people all the time. As far as appearing nationally, I think it would be silly, to say the least, to get back into something that's taken me this long to get out of.
To verify the tape, Gail had it analyzed by a voice print expert who concluded that the voice was indeed Elvis Presley's. There is no method of determining the date it was recorded. So for Gail, it's just another piece of the puzzle.
I don't know where it's going to go. Every day I come up with new information. Every day I wonder if I'm even doing the right thing. And then I think about Orion. That was my novel, and that suffered, and that should not have occurred. There's no way for me to even get my book back out unless I tell the story of what happened.
If Elvis Presley is alive, it would be the hoax of the century. Regardless, there will always be someone out there to keep Elvis on the comeback trail, and those who believe that Elvis lives.
I said, honey, if you don't tell anybody, I said, I won't. And right then and there in the supermarket, she started crying. And I said, honey, don't you cry.
Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight?
It's a strange thing.